The lifestyle of KK is such an amazing one. Hello everyone, welcome back to another segment. In today's episode, let's dive into African lady who got married to a Chinese husband based in China but presently in the land of Tanzania. Here we have KK, African lady son, all the way from China. There's been some amazing moments. The growth of KK has been, also from one stage to another, from one level to another. It's just for the fact that the parents wasn't available to witness this particular growth. But with the presence of a Chinese mama made it more easier for Kaike to grow in wisdom, understanding, and also in a very large range of freelance environment. For the last time we checked, or before, let's say before this long stage of should I say yours child development, the first time he was born, there was assurance. Yes, we see there was assurance that he's definitely going to return back to the land of Tanzania. But as time goes on, many things how to change, and many persons wants to know what the problem is, that he's supposed to be with his mom, or her mom, he's supposed to be over there in the land of China. But as you can see, Kaika has obtained a certain attachment to a Chinese grandparents, and it to be so hard to separate Kaika away from a Chinese grandparents, because they've impacted a lot into his life in terms of the first growth of a child. There's a kind of attachments which the child usually released, and that kind of attachments cannot be forgotten by Chinese grandparents. So it will be so hard for to separate Cake away from a Chinese grandparents. That is why they have to look the other way around, and then since the child is doing well, since the child is growing in health and in stature, and even since the child is developing so fast and being so intelligent. So what is the essence of separating the child from his grandparents? So that was the case that arising, and I think so many persons look into it and they say it will be of no benefits, yes, for Keke to be separated from his parents. So that was the reason why they have to leave that kind of decision and then think of something more vital that will aid the family and also help in improving the whole parents, because they too they need assistance. These are two major persons. Yes, we are talking about yes, they are not youth. They've passed their youthful age. Just imagine the youth who supposed to be of assistance to these grandparents in this period, or even to the child who has been taken away from them. And we just only have like kind of the child, a baby which you have to nurture, you have to take care of, and you have to do all the laundry, and in fact, most importantly, the cooking and all of that, and an elderly person again that needs attention. I would tell you that our Chinese grandparents is of not, let's say, 40s. These are parents of their, let's say, 80s, or if provincial, let's say 80s, and they need care. They need care, they need assistance, they also need attention. But see how the government has a reason to cause a kind of division among them. But in this big case, what we did do, what should they do, and what is the solution to carry on? Which they just sit tight, or just sit every day lamenting or seeing the bad side of life, and not appreciating life as a whole? Would they just every day crying, just sit remembering their son or their daughter was gone to the African environment? Would they just be in pain? Yes, this grandparent has gotten themselves a golden decision. I say yes, a golden decision is just few persons that have that such gifts in life, because some other persons, if there is a kind of problem, a chaos of all of that, they'll be thinking about the bright side, not seeing good side in every situation. Where the case of our Chinese grandparents he saw is something that I think should draw attention for others to also to emulate from them. you note that our Chinese parents was gifted with strength, was gifted with happiness at first. If you check in our recent video, among our videos, you note that at first it was just so sorrowful. It was so sorrowful, so emotional. Yes, and we felt it. Yes, but what should we do also? But also to make a kind of enlightenment, and we believe that the government, they are hearing and also working towards that law enforcement. I think the change of the law, whereas it will favor those from African and also favor those, that are in the same, should I say in the same page here, are passing through the same situation. So, but you note that our Chinese grandparents, they weren't down. They get up strength. They have to, build a kind of inter, let's say yes, inter relationship within the family realm, and that made a kind of strong wall. Yes, which helps the families to grow and which help them and gives them strength. Yes, to conquer the government's decision. And that was a very, should I say, a very explosive goal for the family. And it makes them to be focused. It makes them to see life in another dimension, and also to view life in such a way that even many were like, are they really concerned? Are they really, are they really wanting? Do they really appreciate the situation? Well, what will they do? They have to accept their fate, since fate has decided that the son will be taken away from them, and even their daughter will be taken away from them. What would they do? They just have to accept the situation and appreciate life the way it goes. Well, the grace for the government giving them chance, giving their sons and daughters chance to come over to see them once in a while is such, I think, a relief moment that helps the parents to know that the son is doing well, and also African lady, he's doing pretty cool over there in the Tanzania environment. Well, one another thing I think we ought to look into is the kind of freelance environment where Kaki grew up here, as you can communicate with friends, you can communicate with others, and the elderly. I think there is a certain stage in the Chinese environment where has I think the Chinese culture, yes, because we're dealing with the culture and tradition at this point in time here. There is a certain stage whereas a kind of preference, should I say, a preference is given to the elderly, whereas they'll be taken good care of, and both their medical field, but their feeding, and even a kind of retired payment, let's say a kind of pension being given to all the elderly. Some countries enjoy that, and why some other country is something else. And for those countries that enjoy such benefits, you found out that the elderly, they glow, and they glow each day, appreciating and embracing their old age in a very welcoming and lovable manner, and appreciating life the way it comes and even the way it sees. Yes, that is one good thing I think the government should emulate in every state, in every country, and in every territory. Yes, the government should embrace such activities of taking preference, taking good care of the elderly. I think that made KK2 have at least grown more a kind of and also grow feelings in that particular environment, because even the elderly were being taken care of, and that made them to feel more relaxed, to see life, and to also welcome every activities being carried out by their grandchildren who surround them in that environment. You note that outside the environment where our Chinese grandparents are living, there's a kind of lady where once in a while they go out for activities, a kind of elderly exercise, which is usually done outside their environment. And apart from the outside activities, the ability to obtain the kind of message from this one is also seen. So That is one good thing which we saw, and I think we ought to bring this to you here. All right, this is your be wrapping up today's episode, and I hope you're lighting onto this package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed, and always remember, love less. Stay good for now. Bye for now.